just continuing on, hip hop to my neighborhood coming up, even though growing up in Washington D.C., just being introduced to it early, hip hop in its earliest form is way, as far as rappers delight, hearing that for the first time, I heard that in my high school library. A friend of mine's named Ron, who was from New York, and he told us, he was telling us about mixing and all kinds of things back then. And we was like, wow, it's fascinating because we were like, you had your funk and George Clinton, you had your go-go that we had in the neighborhood, Trouble, Rare Essence, EU, and a host of other bands. And then hearing that and just how they flowed, the rhyme pattern, and just the instrumental was Chic. That we all was big record. Everybody loved that record. And that was the type of music we was on back then. Of course you had the Michael Jacksons and the R&B. James Brown, we were very familiar with. He was still putting out hits, Living in America and all that type of stuff. Gap Band. So we was on that kind of wave where funk, soul, rhythm and blues, jazz infusion, horns, Earth, Wind and Fire, all that, and then to hear that hip hop where there was kind of like, the instrumentals, the samples, and the rapping. It was incredible to me. It just really, I fell in love with it right then and there. So everyone has their story. That was mine. And it just really, truly just been about the culture. What it goes through is ups and downs like anything else. But at the end of the day, good music is good music. And hip hop is the number one genre of the world. And everything revolves around hip hop, in my opinion, because that's how much money and that's how big of the culture and brand has become. We would like to have that financially broken down to our, contributing artists that gave us this great music. But that's a story for another day. The politics and just the bylaws of the music business, and what the artists had to suffer through. But artists are getting more equipped financially as far as understanding, their dealings, and let's hope they continue that going forward. Because at the end of the day, they all got jerked, all of them got jerked, some kind of way. So at least they will now, now with the streaming and everything, it's even worse. But what can you do, man? At least you can own your own music and make it popping, and that's why you have internet, TikTok and all that for these artists to, showcase their talents and anything else for that matter. So I'm not mad. I just wish that the lyrics, well, it seems like the lyrics now, Kendrick got people, not afraid to pin their game again, their lyrics, and take it serious. And that's a good thing. And I respect Kendrick for that. People are caught up on this West Coast, East Coast bias and stuff like that. Look, man, Kendrick has always been someone to me who, he even said it in the Control verse. He's kind of bi-coastal as far as I'm concerned. Like I say, I'm from Washington, D.C. I never listened to hip hop. The story I just gave you. So he's cool, man. But Kendrick is like that. His music is great. And his GNX album is incredible. So he's having an incredible year, and he's still going. He's still going, man. I just don't like this Toronto thing, this trip. I understand his business, man, but I just hope everything is on point, but it is what it is, man. But let me get off, man. Peace. Have a great rest of your week. One.